There we go. Perfect. Okay. So, ready to go into hypnosis, sir?
Yes.
Okay, good man. Take a deep breath in for me. Hold it. And then just breathe out. Good man. And take another deep breath in all the way in and hold it. And then breathe out. Hands like this. All I want you to do is focus on a point in between those hands. Got it?
Yes.
Right, keep focusing on that point. All I want you to do is take a deep breath in and close your eyes. And all I want you to do is imagine in the palm of each hand is the most powerful magnet you've ever seen in your life, you've ever experienced. Imagine they're pulling together now. Imagine those magnets getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Imagine there's elastic bands on the side of those hands, pulling those hands tighter and tighter and tighter together. Whenever those hands come together and touch, you're going to go deeper into hypnosis than you've ever been before. But as those magnets get stronger, that's it. And as those magnets get stronger and stronger and stronger, whenever those fingers touch, just allow yourself to drop down into your own hypnosis, all in your own time. That's it. And deeper, deeper, deeper. Allow those hands to drop down, drift down, float down, only as fast as you relax and go deeper into your hypnosis. Just whenever those hands come and touch, just go 50 times deeper. Good man. Well done. Good job. That's it. And all I want you to do is bring those hands slightly further up your stomach. Imagine it being pulled up, sucked up, up towards your chest. Imagine those hands coming all the way up. In fact, one hand will do. That'll do. Good man. And then all I want you to do is stop that there. All I want you to do now is imagine, only imagine that underneath that hand is the strongest super glue you've ever seen in your life. Imagine that hand being stuck to that cushion where it is now. Completely immobile, will not move from where it is, but those fingers will work perfectly independently of each other. But all I want you to do now is allow yourself to go 10 times deeper, 20 times deeper, 30 times deeper, 40 times deeper, 50 times deeper, 60 times deeper, 70 times deeper, 80 times deeper. That's it. 90 times deeper, 100 times deeper, deeper now. With every heartbeat and every breath, just allowing yourself to go deeper into your hypnosis. In a moment, I'm going to count from 10 all the way down to 1, down to 0, in fact. With each number down, your mind is going to relax even more. Your body is going to relax even more. But at the same time, as I count down from 10, I'm going to be counting up from 1. That's right. With each number up, your mind will become stronger, clearer, more focused on what you want, how you want to feel, how you want to be. 10. Body relaxing. That's it. Every muscle, sinew, fiber, and nerve relaxing with every breath you take. 1. Your mind is stronger, more focused on what you want, how you want to feel, and how you want to be. There you go. 9. Feel yourself relaxing more and more. Every single ounce of stress, worry, and tension just fading away, drifting away. 2. Every negative thought swept from your mind. That's it. 8. Body relaxing more and more with every word I say. 3. Every limiting belief swept from your mind. 7. Dropping down further and further to a place of total peace. 4. That's right. That's right. That's right. 4. The mind begins to separate from the body with the purpose of complete and utter restoration when it comes back. 6. Going deeper and deeper. Deeper relaxed, dropping down to a place of absolute peace. Imagine there's nothing you can do about it, and the deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you go. That's right. 5, the mind separates completely from the body. Drift off into the future. See yourself achieving the things you want to achieve or leaving the things behind that you want to leave behind. And see yourself doing that fearlessly. See the things you'll see. Feel the things you'll feel and hear the things you'll hear. 5, the body drifts through time and space. And in a moment, I'm going to count down. And with every number down, you're going to relax deeper into the most beautiful state of hypnosis, deeper than you've ever gone before, to a place where all the necessary change is possible. As you just relax and listen to the sound of my voice. 4, going deeper and deeper. 3, dropping down further and further. 2, deeper and deeper down. 1, letting go of all physical awareness. 0, now you're in a place of total peace, total relaxation, where you have access to all your inner strength and abilities. Go even deeper. No, that's right. All you need to know now is that you're in a perfectly safe place. And I'm asking your unconscious mind now just to indicate clearly by moving any finger or thumb on that left hand, that higher hand, if your unconscious mind is open and willing to accepting help from me today. And if the answer is yes, just clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that hand. And if the answer is no, your hand remains as relaxed as you are now. There we go, good. And I'd like to thank your unconscious mind. I'm talking directly to your unconscious mind. I'm asking your unconscious mind. Well, just to find that part of the mind that's the control room for everything that happens. And in this control room, I want you to find as much detail and get a sense of as much detail as possible. What color are the floors? Are they carpeted? They're tiles, or they're wood chip, or they're grass? Whatever it might be, it's your control room. Notice the walls, get a sense of the walls, and imagine what the walls are like. What color are the walls? There might be artwork on the walls, signs on the walls, screens on the wall. Just take your time and just really breathe in your surroundings of this control room, your control room in your own mind. Just notice if there are any sounds in that control room. If not, that's okay. It doesn't matter. But as you get a look around that room and get a sense of being in that room, you may get a sense of all these different controls. And these controls in this control room might be faders, they might be dials, they might be switches, they might be levers, they might be anything at all. It's your control room. But just get a sense of that now. And you might get a sense of a control for reading. You might get a sense of a control for writing. You might get a sense of a control for talking and listening. But all I'm interested in now, that's it, is I'm asking your unconscious mind just to find that control that is responsible for recovery sleep. You know the type of recovery sleep that you have whenever you have a half hour doze on the couch and you get wee glimpses of that recovery sleep. I want your unconscious mind now, all in its own time, to really look and really find that control that is responsible for that recovery sleep. And whenever your unconscious mind has found that control, take your time. I want your unconscious mind to clearly indicate by clearly moving any finger or thumb on that higher hand. Good. Good. And all I want you to do now is allow that hand to just creep up your chest a little bit, just move up your chest a little bit, just so that I can get a clearer view. That's it. And just allow it there. Perfect. Now allow it to sit there and relax there. Now. And imagine that hand is stuck to that pillow now completely. Good. Getting heavier and heavier and heavier. Will not move from that spot, but the fingers and thumbs will have perfect mobility. Good. And now that you've got a sense of that control for recovery sleep, I just want your unconscious mind. That's it. Good man. Yes. Thank you. Just want your unconscious mind just to clearly indicate that it's got the right control for recovery sleep. That one related to that recovery sleep that's related to that when you fall asleep on the couch and you get wee glimpses of. Just whenever you have a sense of that control for that recovery sleep, your unconscious mind can clearly indicate once again by moving any finger or thumb on that hand. There you go. Good. Now, what I'd like your unconscious mind to do is in a moment, just indicate whenever you hear the number. Now, imagine that this control has numbers from 0 all the way up to 10, 10 being the highest, the most effective use of that control. And whenever you hear the number that that control has been set at up until this point, whenever you hear that number that that control has been set at, I'm going to count from 0 up to 10. Whenever you hear that number, your unconscious mind can clearly indicate that's it by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. 0, 1, 2. Mm-hmm. Good. And I'd like to thank your unconscious mind for that. And now, what I'm asking your unconscious mind, that powerful unconscious mind that only means well, I'm asking your unconscious mind to turn that control all the way up so that Stuart can have the best restorative recovery sleep from this night going forward without any interruptions. And anytime he wakes up after a good prolonged sleep, he feels recovered, he feels restored, he feels rested and well. And I'm asking your unconscious mind now, whenever you hear a number on that control, that your unconscious mind is prepared to turn that control up onto, I'm asking your unconscious mind just to clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb whenever it hears that number that it is now prepared to allow safely that control to now be set at. Whenever you hear that number on that setting, on that control, just indicate clearly by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Good. And I'd like to thank your unconscious mind for that. And I'm talking directly to your unconscious mind. And I'm asking your unconscious mind to find the part or parts that have been causing the reason why Stuart has been having such difficulty attaining recovery sleep. And whenever your unconscious mind has found that part or parts, I'm asking your unconscious mind to clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. Go. And I'd like to thank that part. And now, what I'd like to ask your unconscious mind to do is to give your unconscious mind permission to let go of the reason for that part and find a very new, very healthy way to fulfill that same positive intention without any of the old behaviors, especially related to recovery sleep, any of the old associations, especially related to recovery sleep, any of the old intentions, especially related to recovery sleep and lack thereof, and any sensations. I do not want you to know what that new way is now going to be, but just to have a very strong sense of there being a very new, very healthy way to fulfill that same positive intention without any of those old ways, behaviors, associations, intentions, or sensations. And whenever your unconscious mind has agreed to that and has just a sense as well of that new, very healthy way, your unconscious mind can clearly indicate by moving any, that's right, any finger or thumb on that same hand. There we go. And I'd like to thank that part. And now I'm asking your unconscious mind to find another very new, healthy way to fulfill that same positive intention without any of the old behaviors, without any of the old associations, without any of the old intentions or sensations. Do not want you to know what that new way is now going to be. Just to have a very clear sense of there being another very new, healthy way to fulfill that same positive intention without any of the old issues relating to recovery sleep, falling asleep, getting a good night's sleep. I'm asking your unconscious mind, when it has just a sense of that new, very healthy way, just to indicate clearly by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. That's right. That's right. That's right. There it is. Good. And I'd like to thank that part of your unconscious mind. Now I'm talking directly to that problem solving, creative part of your unconscious mind. And I'm asking it to find a very new, very healthy way, another very new, very healthy way to fulfill that same positive intention without any of the old behaviors, without any of the old associations, without any of the old intentions, and without any of the old sensations. That's it. I do not want you to know what that new way is now going to be. Just to have a very clear sense that there is now a very new, very healthy way to fulfill that same positive intention. Whenever your unconscious mind has just a sense of that very new, very healthy way, that's right. Your unconscious mind can clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. And I'd like to thank that part. And now I'm talking directly to your unconscious mind, and I'm asking your unconscious mind if there are any objections to these new ways, replacing that old way or way. If there are any objections, and objections are fine, unconscious mind, that's it. If there are any objections, I'm asking your unconscious mind if there are any objections to indicate clearly, let me know by moving any finger or thumb on that same left hand. And if there are no objections, your hands remain as relaxed as you are now. Good. You are changing. And then all I want you to do is just drift back into that control room in your mind and find that same control that was for recovery sleep. And now taking into account that all these new things, these new ways have come into being, I'd like to ask your unconscious mind if there was a way in which we could turn that control all the way up as far as it can go. And if the answer is yes, you can indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. If the answer is no, your hands remain as relaxed as you are now. Good, and I'd like to thank your unconscious mind. And now what I'm going to ask your unconscious mind to do is turn that all the way up. Whenever you hear the number that your unconscious mind is prepared to turn that control for recovery sleep all the way up to, whenever you hear that number, all I want your unconscious mind to do is to indicate clearly by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. 8, 9, 10. Good. Now, what I'd like your unconscious mind to do, bearing in mind that there are new healthy ways to fulfill that same positive intention that was holding you back, that was causing you to have any sort of difficulty with sleep. Now that that's gone, I'd like to ask your unconscious mind just to lock that control in place up at 10. Meaning, by doing so, as of this night forward, Stuart can achieve a full night of recovery sleep. And by I mean a full night, 6, 7, 8 hours plus. Now, what I'd like your unconscious mind to do, now what I'd like your unconscious, that's it, mind to do, is to find another control. And this control is the backup control for if that other control that you've just been working at should fail or malfunction in any way, or you know what I'm saying. But this backup control, meaning that it's a control for restful recovery sleep, that is a backup to the main control for restful recovery sleep. I just want you to find that control. And whenever your unconscious mind has found that control, you can clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that. There we go, on that same hand. And I'd like to thank that part. And now, what I'd like your unconscious mind to do is whenever you hear the number that that control is set at, all I want you to do, bearing in mind that 10 is the highest, the most powerful, most useful, and zero's off. Whenever you hear the number that that control is set at, all I want you to do is clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now I want you to lock that in place. And this control is the fail safe. This control is there for backup. This control is there to ensure good, restful, restorative sleep from this night forward, from this moment forward. The type of sleep that you've achieved while falling asleep on the couch, that you've had wee glimpses of now, this control is there to ensure that that happens from this moment forward. And all I'm asking your unconscious mind to do now is to find that control that is related to memory fog. Whenever you have a sense of that control, your unconscious mind can clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. That's it. And all I want you to do now is if you've got that control for memory fog, yeah, that one, that one. All I want you to do is allow your unconscious mind, knowing that it's safe and appropriate to do so. I'd like your unconscious mind just to turn that control off. And if your unconscious mind agrees to do that, your unconscious mind can clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that hand. And if it's not prepared to, your hand remain. There we go. Thank you. And I'd like your unconscious mind to go ahead and turn that off now, knowing that it's safe and appropriate to do so, so that you have full clarity, full regaining of your senses, full ability, so that the mind body connection comes back, so that you can have full flowing energy firing from the top of your head to the tips of your toes to your fingers. All I want you to do now is, whenever your unconscious mind has turned that off, clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. Take your time. There we go. Good. I'd like you to lock that in place. And then just listen to the sound of my voice, deepening your own trust in your own mind, in your own body, in your own self. Deeper relaxed with every breath you take. And now all I want you to do from this moment forward is every time you feel your feet in your socks in your shoes, or whatever footwear you have on the floor. This powerful, regenerative recovery sleep, with every step, with every feeling of your feet in your socks and your shoes on the floor, gets stronger, more powerful. With every step you take, you're recharged, as if you had a dynamo within, so that every move you make recharges you and fills up those batteries to the point where you can enable yourself to have a full recovery sleep every night from this night forward. And if that's something that your unconscious mind is prepared to do, there we go. If that's something that your unconscious mind is prepared to do, you can clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. And if it's not, your hand remains as relaxed as you are now. Good, and I'd like to thank your unconscious mind for that. And I'd like to ask your unconscious mind to go ahead and make those changes now that allow that to become a reality, that allow that to become real. As if something's just clicked, like it did before. And whenever that's happened, I want your unconscious mind just to clearly indicate by moving any finger or thumb on that same hand. Take your time, do it fully at a molecular and cellular level. Now, good. And I'd like to thank your unconscious mind for that. You are changing. And as you just relax and listen to the sound of my voice, all I want you to do is imagine yourself. Imagine that you and I were driving in a car as friends through America. And I'm driving, and you're just a passenger. And we're in Los Angeles, say. So we're in one state in America. And then we get a call from one of our friends. That's right. We get a call from one of our friends, and they want us to go to Las Vegas. So they want us to drive to another state. And so we get in this car. That's right. And we drive. And as we drive along, I'm driving along the highway, and you just get a chance to relax. Just know that everything's okay. And as we drive along, you're in charge of the radio. And as we drive along, there's just a bit of static on the stereo on the radio. And so I just say, Stuart, if you wouldn't mind, just tune that in to be clear now. And as you alter that, your favorite song comes on the radio. And you know that every time you hear that favorite song of yours, all those wonderful, powerful things that have just happened become stronger. As we drive along, we realize that we've crossed the border. Before we realize that we were in one state and now you're in a different state. Hmm. We arrive at our destination. You realize that you have a bag with you, and we check into hotel, and you go to your room. You unlock the door. And in the room is a desk, is a bed, and a little bin under the desk. Just allow that hand to relax now. And you reach into your bag and you start unpacking, and you realize that in this bag are things you no longer need. Could be empty wrappers, an empty drinks bottle, something like that. But if you now know that those things are no longer needed, what do you do with them? Things that are no longer needed. Take them out and put them in the bin now. Then you unpack your bag, hang up your clothes, put them in the drawer, whatever it is. You might even have a shower or just lie down on the bed, and as soon as your head hits the pillow, you're just able to fall asleep naturally, effortlessly, and fall into a deep sleep. You know? You know. And so, every time your heart beats and every time you blink, these suggestions and solutions, your own unconscious mind suggestions and solutions, they reinforce, get stronger every second, every minute, every hour of every day. And every time you breathe, these suggestions and solutions, your own unconscious mind suggestions and solutions, get stronger, reinforce. And with every step you take, these suggestions and solutions, they get stronger and reinforce. You know? You know. So, in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 10. With each increasing number, you're just going to become 1/10 more alert. So that by the number 9, your eyes are opening. By the number 10, feeling absolutely wonderful, back fully integrated in the present with me. Well done. 1, 2, 3. With each increasing number, just allowing these things to become reality. 4, 5. Lungs filling with cool, clean, restorative fresh air. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. And 10. Well, sunshine.
Hello.
Let's see. I don't know how to stop that. That'll stop on its own. But well, there it is up there. There we go. Hold on. I'll stop that.